On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning, Kevin Durant. You should have left California.
This Bronx will upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! Time to wrap this week up the right way. Good morning. Welcome, one and all, to the fabulous, fantastic, freaky football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. We are presented in part by BetUS.com. Hey, sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sports book, BetUS.com, is back in our 30th year of action. It has live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds, boosters, props, and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service. Man, we got it all. And when you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. I must make an apology to Sam Shady and to Ben Sutter III. I totally spaced out this morning and forgot to get them on the line because of the time change. We usually tape our segments in advance, and this is the second straight Friday that I've missed having them on. That is on me. The last couple of minutes before I came on, I was putting the reminder into everywhere, writing it down, putting it on my phone, and I have a physical schedule right here to my left on my desk. So y'all will see them back on at the regular times beginning next week. And just remember, we tape those in advance just because of the time change. So my apologies to both of those gentlemen. And we got some good stuff coming for the fall because football's right around the corner. Here we go with the Wrap Around presented by Fanatics. Tim Anderson of my beloved White Sox has had his suspension reduced from 6 games to 5 games. He should have kept it at 6. Angel Reese says, I want the WNBA to grow. She's headed into her senior year at LSU, but the basketball star already has her sights set on the NBA. In a new cover story with Harper's Bazaar, man, I haven't heard that name in a while, the 21-year-old phenom opened up about her aspiration to become both a WNBA player and a model after she graduates from LSU. A lot of people don't see women's basketball players being able to do both. Well, I will say, if anyone's able to do it, she is. But she hopes the WNBA can grow to accommodate the incoming class of rookies like herself and Iowa star Caitlin Clark, who recently the Tigers defeated to win the program's first NCAA Women's National Championship last April. Reese said, quote, I hope that there will be more teams so that everybody has an opportunity because there are so many great players and they currently only have 144 roster spots in the league. I want the WNBA to grow. So hopefully by the time I and Caitlin Clark and all these other players go out, there will be opportunities for others to get on a team. I will speak on this a little further during our third segment because I want this to happen too, but there's got to be a huge caveat with it, and it's nothing against the players and coaches that are already involved. More later. Sam Howell is named the starting quarterback for the Washington Redskins. Let's see what the kid can do. That's all I got to say. Tyree Overland and Moro Ojomo carted off the field after suffering neck injuries. No! Wide receiver Tyree Cleveland and defensive lineman Moro Ojomo were both carried off the field after suffering neck injuries during Thursday's preseason game against the Cleveland Browns. Tyree Cleveland, the 7th-round pick in 2020, who spent the prior 3 seasons with the Denver Broncos, was injured in the third quarter while attempting to make a leaping grab on a third-down play. He landed awkwardly on his head/neck and moved very little while laying on the field. Play was halted at the 7:17 mark of the third period as Cleveland was attended to by trainers and medical personnel. They moved him on to a backboard before taking him off the field on a cart as players for both teams looked on. The Eagles reported that Cleveland was out for the game with a neck injury and said he had, quote, movement in all of his extremities. In the fourth quarter, Ojomo was also taken off the field on a stretcher after he was awkwardly struck in the neck area by teammate Tristan McCullum while the pair were trying to bring down Browns quarterback Kellen Mond. The 7th-round draft pick by the Eagles in this year's draft gave a thumbs up and waved as he was being taken off the field by a cart. The Eagles confirmed he, too, suffered a neck injury, but also have movement in all of his extremities. Marcus Mariota, quarterback for the Eagles, said, quote, "Your heart goes out to them. When these situations get like that, it is scary." The game ended in an 18-18 tie. Nolan Smith, who the Eagles selected with the 30th overall pick in this year's draft, exited the game in the first half with a shoulder injury. And Cool McCain talked about this yesterday. Coach Dante talked about this yesterday. And Cole also brought this up yesterday. This is what you fear with preseason games. Now, I know injuries are a part of the game, not saying that at all. But when you have such high draft picks, especially with Nolan Smith, you fear the injury stunting their growth and learning the game. Let's hope all 3 players make it to September 10th. I got Button happy. I'm sorry. Oh boy, here we go with this again. Kansas City Chiefs superfan Chiefsaholic indicted on bank robbery and money laundering charges. He was indicted by a federal grand jury Wednesday in Kansas City and is charged with, y'all ready for this, 19 counts related to bank robberies and money laundering. Xavier Babudar, I hope I got that right, a 29-year-old Chiefs fan popularly known as Chiefsaholic, who would don a werewolf costume at Chiefs games, was charged with 3 counts of armed bank robbery, 1 count of bank theft, 11 counts of money laundering, and 4 counts of transporting stolen property across state lines. The grand jury's decision came more than a month after Babudar was arrested after he was on the run. Good. Lock his ass up and throw him under the jail. You just don't do that. You just don't do that. I'll leave it there. You know, one thing that gets me is incompetence. Dylan Moore in yesterday's game committed an all-time brutal blunder on the base pads against the Royals yesterday. He hit a ball out to shallow left field in the top of the 7th inning that hard-charging Royals left fielder MJ Melendez was unable to field cleanly. Unfortunately for Moore, he thought Melendez had caught the ball. After touching first base, Moore turned and began slowly jogging back toward home plate. He fired the ball towards Melendez fired the ball towards first after collecting it and getting back to his feet. Moore realized the ball was still live. Far too late. He was called out by the first base umpire after giving himself up before he was tagged. Watch the ball, Dylan. Watch the damn ball. Please, just watch the ball. That's all I got to say. Just watch the ball. Watch the ball. You're taught that in Pee Wee League. You're taught that in Little League. You're taught that all throughout your baseball career, no matter what the level. Watch the ball. And because you didn't watch the ball, You cost your team an out. Duh. Here's your sign. Now I can end this whip around presented by Fanatics. Before we go to break, let's go to the Fanatics feedback zone. Brother Wize El Jefe is with us. Says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Wize, as Wize is the first one in. Michael 3000 says, good morning, Snowman. Michael, good morning to you. And RC talks about basketball, says WNBA, yes. And I love Caitlin Clark. She's my fave. She's one of my faves also. I love Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and the crop that's coming in. But as I said, because I don't have Sam Shady this morning, I'm going to speak a little further about what the NBA needs to do and what they should have done to help the WNBA grow. And it's a 26-year. It's an easy fix to help these teams grow. Victor Locke is in the house. Says good morning to the Snowman. Good morning to you. He also greets the Wise Man. And I promise you, when I speak on the WNBA, Bizarro Snowman just may come out for a few minutes because it's an easy fix for the WNBA to grow. It should have been fixed, but it hasn't been. And you wonder why some of these players go overseas. I'll talk more about that. But coming up after the break, Shannon frickin' Sharpe has committed career suicide. What do I mean? I'll explain when y'all get back. Introduce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
CSTV will air the Big Three, and I'll call the doggone games. Ice Cube, bring your show out west, and we'll handle it. I am making a public plea right now. You want some fair coverage? CSTV will air your games, all of them, and I'll call as many as I can. We'll do a simulcast, television and radio. It's an area I know best. Television and radio. And yeah, I'm putting it all the way out there. So you know what, Ice Cube? I'll make this plea right now. Me, a small-time YouTuber, a small-time broadcaster, according to a lot of people, which I don't listen to, put your games on CSTV. Put your games on CSTV. Give us a little funding, and we'll do the rest.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
Your afternoons just got better with The Brian Snow Show. Weekdays, 4 p.m. Eastern. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride, folks.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
You know something? I got an... Let me respond to something real quick. Because these quote-unquote digital marketers want your business so bad. These are the hooker whores that come after me and Cole and Wise and everyone else. And I'm telling this hooker whore of a digital marketer right now, unless you're going to offer a week on the house to a disabled broadcaster, don't contact me again. Because I'm tired. There. Email sent. 16 after the hour. This portion of the program is brought to you in part by Recruiting Giants. Their mission is to connect exceptional talent with exceptional companies. They strive to provide innovative and tailored staffing solutions to help organizations build successful teams. By leveraging their expertise and extensive network of industry professionals, they aim to drive growth, foster long-term partnerships, and positively impact the success of both their clients and candidates. They are dedicated to delivering exceptional service, exceeding expectations, and becoming the preferred staffing partner for businesses looking to recruit top talent. For more information, email Mark Zanetto at info@recruitinggiants.com or call 336-587-3659. That's 336-587-3659. Recruiting Giants, where talent meets opportunity. As I get that ready for the next break, I want to tell you guys to please support the stream. For those of you watching on YouTube, you can do so via a super chat or a cash app. The tag you need is on your screen. Or for those of you listening while on the road, $ Tallman Dr. K50 is the tag that you need to support us via cash app. Now then, Shannon freaking Sharpe. I'm going to say that name again. Shannon freaking Sharpe has, I believe, committed partial career suicide. I'm going to read this, and then I'll offer my thoughts. Shannon Sharpe is ready to give his first take. The Pro Football Hall of Famer will be joining the ESPN morning show this fall, squaring off against Stephen A. Smith. Sharpe's deal with ESPN will have him as a guest on the show Mondays and Tuesdays during the NFL season. It comes more than 2 months after he hosted his last episode of the FS1 show Undisputed alongside Skip Bayless. Since leaving the show, Sharpe has been very vocal to join Smith on First Take, telling USA Today Sports, let me try that again, it would be great to be a guest on the show. Smith previously said he wanted Sharpe on the show. The date of Sharpe's first show was not revealed. The New York Post also reported Sharpe is expected to soon find a landing spot for his Club Shay Shay podcast. Coach Dante in the house with us. If for those of you on YouTube, if you haven't done so, this is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am he called the Snowman. Please subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe, and share this with your friends. And if you find it in your heart, please donate to the cause for a Snowman Stadium tour that will benefit survivors of cancer and people who are suffering from cancer. Now to business. What the okay. Victor, you know how you know there goes my cap detection tool again. My cap detection tool is going nuts after I read this. Victor, you know how your cap detection tool goes crazy after you read something that's full of cap like I just did here? Yeah, mine just did the same thing. Mine just did the exact same thing. Good grief. And you also know how Wize told you, Vicala, that Jason Whitlock brings out Bizarro Wize. Beg your pardon. I have the very distinct feeling that Bizarro Snowman is about to come out right now. This Snowman's Take brought to you by SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Get a sip of water here. Okay. And again, I get hit with another Cole Johnson comedic. Where is it?
Uppercut.
Shannon Sharpe, what the were you thinking? Excuse me again. Let me try that again. What the were you thinking? You got away from Skip Bayless only to join Stephen A. Smith? Why? And you were vocal about it, saying, I would love, it would be great, excuse me, to be a guest on First Take. Well, it seems like you've gotten your wish. It seems like you have gotten your wish. What the were you thinking? Why were you thinking this? Why? What the? Man. Gotta get a sip. You had a successful run at FS1. Skip Bayless drove you away by being stupid. And now you're going to walk out of the frying pan at FS1 and into the fire at ESPN 2 days a week. Why? Why are you doing that? Club Shay Shay has been ultra successful. All you have to do is find a platform for that. You can just sit back and do that. You can just sit back and do that and be done with it. Eric Smith in the house with us. What's up, Eric? RC talks basketball. He didn't have to go to First Take. I kind of expected it. I did too. He will only be part-time Monday and Tuesday. I think his podcast is where it's at completely. I agree. I totally agree. So in essence, he's doing this right, but so and Victor said it best. He left one skip for another skip. Good Lord. He left one skip for a worse one. And when I say worse, I mean just that. Worse. What the hell are you thinking? More to the point, why the hell are you thinking it? Why? Good grigamiggets. I'll say it again. He's joining NFL kickoff for what? Excuse me. Excuse me. This hay fever is kicking my tail right now. Unc is joining the NFL kickoff also. For what? For what? I'm not going to say what can he possibly offer because we're talking about a legendary tight end with both the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens who can offer so much insight on the game, but you can do it on your own platform is my thing. You can do it on your own platform. Isn't that where it's supposed to be right now? Having your own platform? Isn't that where it's supposed to be at? You can do this on your own platform and be done with it. Your name alone will attract the fans. You know, you get the right guest hosts involved, which is what we're trying to do here at Snowman Multimedia, and you can blow your platform up. Your podcast alone will draw fans and subscribers and any and everything. You can just put everything there. Let me greet Eric Smith. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for coming on. Coach Dante, thank you for coming on. And RC talks about basketball. Thank you for coming on. And of course, Michael 3000 with Uncas joining NFL kickoff also. Okay, that part I can get. That part I can get. Because it's something he knows. It's his wheelhouse. It's something he's very familiar with. I mean, hell, he played the tight end position for 14 years. Okay, if anybody can offer insights on football, it would be him. And fellows like Ray Lewis and fellows like Ed Reed. Those who have retired and moved on. You could they could do the same with they did the same with Lawrence Taylor, who said Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback ever. Thank you, Lawrence Taylor. Salute to you. Sorry, Bradyites. But can't you just do the debate thing? Can't you just like do Club Shay Shay and be done with it? Shannon? Huh? Can you? Please? Please? Pretty please with sugar on it? Can't you just do that? Can't you just do that? And not have to challenge. This is, RC, you're right. This is like leaving a good job. And can't talk this morning. FS1 was on their way up, and then Skip Bayless yanked the rug out from under everybody. I would say Colin Cowherd, but I have my thoughts on him, and I'll discuss those at a later time. You had what you needed. You backed up Skip Bayless into a corner. He came out swinging, and then you packed up your stuff and left and did it properly. I understand that. You should have left it alone there. You should have left it alone there. Why didn't you? This is my only question, and this will be the prevalent question. Why? That's my only question to this whole damn thing. Why? What in... Give me this button. What in the Vita Blue were you thinking? Thank you, Victor, and not have to bend to the mouse. Now I'm going to get some help. Please welcome my partner, Cole Johnson, into the fray. Good morning, sir. What? You heard what I said. What? What?
Good morning. Good morning. That's Feedback Zone.
Change your mic again. You keep pushing the wrong microphone, man. Oh, yeah? Oh, you want to fight, huh?
Game 7.
Got the right mic.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't.
Yes, sir.
No, you don't. Take a listen. Because it sounds like it's the room mic and not this one.
This one's the one that's marked.
See, he and I are going to fight about this. I just know how this sounds. Okay. Before you offer your thoughts, someone else needs to offer their thoughts too.
No, I can say I would sound like it is a room mic.
Huh?
Exactly.
Right setting. Continue, sir.
There you go. Right setting. Right mic, wrong setting. My fault. You know what? At my own expense, and in the midst of all this, for the wrong wordage, I'll take that big fat. I am sorry.
No, it's okay.
I said the wrong word. I should have said setting.
Okay.
And again, at my own expense.
You fool!
And don't you even try it with that wicked smile. There's someone you need to bring in this conversation.
There was no wicked smile that I have on my face. All I did was just shrug.
With a 2-foot smile on your face. Will you make the introduction, please?
All right, fine. Jeez. Goodness. And now batting, the man who is joyous that it's all about the Giants and not about the Yankees. Number 420, Wize El Jefe. Number 420.
They didn't lose last night.
Oh, now you're repping them.
Well, they didn't play, so they couldn't lose.
Even on mentality, he basically said the Yankees are, and I'm like, wow.
Let me go to Cole first, since you put this gem on the slate today. I asked a very simple question about Shannon Sharpe. Why?
And for the record, I am with Chris Bass about that name.
And we'll see Chris Bass later.
And we'll see him. We'll see him later in the second hour of the show. I knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to see it. Yeah, I didn't want to see it come.
Right.
The good part that you did talk about was that he is shopping for a new suitor or for a partner for Club Shay Shay, because I think that is his moneymaker. And Wize talked about this on mentality. That's his moneymaker. That's where he's going to make his bread. So I'm glad he's still doing that, and he's not about wanting to be a talking head.
And he's not. I'm glad. I'm glad this podcast is his moneymaker.
Yeah,
I'm glad this podcast is his moneymaker.
Now, if he was just going to be, he was only going to be. Essentially, he's basically taking Michael Irvin's place on First Take. That really is what he's doing. Right. It's not going to be quite as enthralling or interesting because the tension would be with basketball season, but with football, of course, Sharpe is knowledgeable. That's obvious. I mean,
right?
Hall of Fame tight end. Hello, but
yes.
If he was doing this just as a talking head, it would suck. But I'm seeing this as additional leverage. So I'm like, okay, I can see the move. It makes sense. But to put yourself as another in the rotating roster of analyst chairs for First Take. And now we are seeing the same thing being replicated at Fox Sports 1. And now, unfortunately, we're going to be seeing a lot more of these shows have personalities personalities like Wize can carry a show, you can carry a show, I can carry a show by myself. We're going to be seeing shows like that where you'll have the main person and then you'll have a rotating cascade of analysts.
Yeah.
Instead of having two main people who drive the show. And
aside
that is what's going to suck.
Alert, you just heard my cap detection tool just go completely crazy. As I said at the top of this segment about that. Wize, your thoughts?
For me, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Loud and clear, brother. Loud and clear.
Okay, you're good.
So for me, it's I just don't understand. To me, it's not. You know what? I think it's a good move for him because he won't get. I don't think Stephen A. will disrespect them to the Skip did with all that nonsense with Tom Brady and all that. I don't think he would ever get disrespected like that with Stephen A. And so, for me to transition to ESPN, of course, you want to go to the worldwide leader in sports.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Like, why would you want to stay at FS1 when we know who's number one in the business, which is ESPN?
Right.
And so to go there and still do Club Shay Shay and still have the rights to Club Shay Shay, it's a win-win for me. For me, it's a win-win. You go somewhere, you're actually going to be respected, because no matter what goes on between you and Stephen A. Smith, he won't never disrespect you like Skip did. And
right.
To me, that episode is always gonna go down in history, because a man who has never played the sport in his life, is gonna truly dismiss the fact that this man is a Hall of Fame player and say he was jealous. That, to me, that episode, like, me personally, Skip would have got punched in the face, because that's punching the face.
There's the punchable face reference,
bro. It's those are moments people deserve to get. When you get disrespected like that, where someone questions,
you need to punch somebody in the face for that.
When someone's questioning your ability, you're a Hall of Famer, one of the top 5 tight ends of all time. Yeah,
Yes,
you're not
indeed.
Tom Brady. Okay, I get that. You don't have the rings Tom Brady has, whatever. But my man's a Hall of Famer. What is he, a 3-time Super Bowl champ?
Yes.
I think it's a good move for him. It's a good move for ESPN, because now you're going to bring more attention to First Take by bringing Shannon on the show. Because now they're like, all right, I want to see how this dynamic is with Shannon and Stephen A.
Yeah, I get it. His podcast is going to be his moneymaker, like I said before. His podcast, Club Shay Shay, is going to be it. It's going to be his moneymaker. And Cole brings up a very good point. He's not seeking to be a full-time talking head. He already tried it with Skip Bayless and nearly socked him in the throat as well as in the face. But he walked away with his head held high, and still now he's shopping for a new podcast carrier / partner for his podcast. You think this is a win-win for Shannon and for ESPN?
It is for ESPN, because you get one of the hottest free agents out there, and Shannon Sharpe, because he is.
Yeah, he is. He is.
And like I said, it's going to help boost First Take right now, because
their ratings,
they're not struggling, but their ratings are going to improve bringing Shannon in.
Right.
So it's a win-win for both teams.
Yeah, you're right. Well, with a couple of assists, that's Snowman's take. What's yours? After the break, when y'all get back, in lieu of having Sam Shady on, a goof up on my part, as I explained at the top of the program, there is one thing that the WNBA desperately should have done and need to do to honor Angel Reese and the incoming class next summer. Tell you what that is when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and what Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
Man, I went home that day and talked to my wife, Vicky. And Vicky was like, "What's wrong with you? You pissed off?" "Yeah, I got this partner I'm working with back in the radio station. Man. The Negro be lying." What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. They see you, Chris Bass. Now Wize has a face that makes the same gesture.
Yes.
The incomparable Chris Bass, who y'all will see and hear at the tail end of hour 2. Here we go. First to the Fanatics feedback, the Fanatics feedback zone. And I want to highlight this when we were talking about Shannon Sharpe. This is like leaving a good job and going to work as a paper boy.
to a degree.
As you often say best, Mr. Johnson, no lie to be found.
No lie to be found. Mm-hmm.
No lie to be found. Of course, you get greeted by Victor Locke, and Sick Diggy joins us from Scandinavia.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you.
Everybody's in with us, and he says, if my name was Shannon and you call me Shay Shay, we gonna fight.
Exactly, RC. 100, man. 100.
Fights with names. We ought to do a segment on that, or borrow from Wize from Mentality, punchable faces. Because I already know there's a list of those. Look at Wize.
He just has a beautiful punchable face. I'm like,
he does.
Why would you say that?
Because it's true. Because it's true. That's exactly why.
Just people that have that face that you just love to put that face.
You just love to.
But you know what's sad though?
Yes.
I know exactly the feeling, because they're just some people that it's like no matter what they do, just the look of them, yeah, you just want to cave in their nose. I get it. I get it.
And cave in their cheek just to how do they put what's in today's vernacular? A quick 2-piece.
Yeah, a 2-piece, and then you serve a biscuit on the side.
Piece and a biscuit, yeah.
And a 2-piece and a
yeah.
All right.
It's like
44 after the hour. We head toward the top of the hour. We'll talk some football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When the WNBA premiered, and I'm going off of a comment, I'm going off of what Angel Reese said, that there should be some expansion teams because she wants the WNBA to grow, and I agree with that. There was a very critical mistake that the NBA did not do in full. Lay down the money. Period.
You going all the way back to 1997?
I'm going back to 1997. It's good that they didn't even complete the foundation. Because when you had teams and you had the neighboring teams in the same market, Liberty and the Knicks, the Sky with the Bulls, and I'm jumping all over the place. The Storm and the Supersonics, and I definitely highlight that one. You had the I want to get this right. You had the Portland Fire with the Portland Trailblazers. You had the Cleveland Rockers with the Cleveland Cavaliers. All of that is great. But the one critical mistake is they didn't fund them all. The NBA. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and the team that started it all and won the first 4 straight.
Houston Rockets.
Houston
Comets.
And the Houston, of course, Nair's with the Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
I pose this question before I go completely in.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they complete the foundation? Considering the fact that the Houston Rockets did something in basketball only the Boston Celtics have done.
Right. Win
at
least 4 straight
consecutive titles.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the Comets had to fold some 9 years later, I think. They didn't even make it to the Toyota Center.
That's about right. Yeah, that's about right.
Some 9 years later, they folded.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't David Stern and to this day, Adam Silver did not say, look, we got you. We'll help with the marketing. We'll help with the funding. We'll help with the expansion. Why did that not happen? And I want to pose this to the chat as well. They changed. I just want to look at some foundational things. They changed the timing from halves to quarters. They have playoff series now instead of just one championship game or one semifinal game or one championship game and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They invoked a 24-second shot clock. They have teams now that can score 100 points a game. Seen a few of them in person in Chicago. Why are they not as quick to lay the foundational funding and fully get them going? Because we're talking about a league in its 27th year.
Yeah. This year's is 27th,
and it's still a fledgling league, according to a lot of people. Let me go up top to Cole first with his thoughts.
I could have sworn I heard an F word you mentioned.
Funding.
Mm-hmm. That one, and there was another F word.
Foundation.
And there was another F word.
I can't say that one.
Well, no. Not what you want to do with Jody. But
fledgling. Is that the word?
Well, fledgling, yeah, but no, that's not the word. Financial.
I
really believe the NBA, just like the NCAA along with them, they did not see women's basketball as a viable financial commodity. And because of that, they were saying, you know what, we're going to support our sisters, with having players supported, but we're not going to throw the money. We're not going to throw all the money behind it because we're not sure if it's going to return a good investment for us. And I think the NBA still feels that way about the WNBA. I really feel that they don't think that the women's game is profitable. Now, what they should look at though is the NCAA model, where they had to wake up and realize, no, not only are the women good, but people want to see them play. And not only do people want to see them play, they want to see them play in the stadium. They want to see them play on TV. And oh my gosh, it actually can lead all sports talk.
Right.
It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting thing, to the point where, quick, who were the Final Four men's teams that went through this past year? Now, you might know, Brian, because you are a encyclopedia when it comes to basketball. But you ask the average person, who was the Final Four in the men's side this past year?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's my point. But the women's side, we could tell you it was LSU, Virginia Tech, Iowa,
and South
Carolina. We can reel that off.
Yep.
With the women's side. But the men's side, I could do it, but it will be a lot harder.
Yeah. Darian Hopkins joins us. I believe he's in Philadelphia. Justice for Women's Basketball. Absolutely. And Victor Locke offers this. They treated the WNBA as a pet project or an experiment. Thank you, Victor.
100.
Thank you, Victor.
They did. And let me see. Let me change the tense of your sentence, sir.
They treat
from treated to treat, because they still treat it as a pet project now.
Yes, they do. They absolutely do. A couple of other teams I mentioned. Detroit Shock,
Portland
Fire, Orlando Miracle, Utah Stars, San Antonio. I think San Antonio had the Stars for a while. They got the Dallas Wings.
They did.
And our good friend Megan Price is a big fan and also covers the Dallas Wings. And the Dallas Mavericks, bless their hearts, says, we got you. That came recently.
I think that's what they wanted to ultimately do. Be like, okay, the NBA team where the market is, help support it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when they saw that wasn't really working all that well, you eventually had what you now have with the best team in the league in Las Vegas. There isn't an NBA franchise in Las Vegas.
There is an NBA exactly. There is an NBA franchise. An NBA franchise there. Not.
And there's an NBA franchise now in Seattle because of those fools taking them and putting them to the Thunder.
Man, don't get Cole. I make a side note and a personal request. Put this in one of the slates for next week, please. For me going off on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And
this is the 15th anniversary of that crappy move.
Yeah, I gotta have a piece of that next week. Won't do it here. We'll do it next week. But if the Seattle Storm, nope, because I feel myself going off on that subject and want to stay on task here. It just angers me. Look at the women. Look at the women who have come through the league, and I'll use your comments as an example. Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson, the original WNBA Big Three, took on Rebecca Lobo from the Liberty, Teresa Witherspoon.
God, she's a wonderful player. Ooh, what's Teresa?
And
player?
Man, and it was. I think that's what. And I'll echo your sentiment, Mr. Johnson. They're looking for the teams to pick up the slack instead of the league saying, "Okay, we got everybody," and it ain't right.
And that fuels your point even further, because this should have been something that David Stern should be like, okay, we feel as though each team has enough money, and they do.
Yeah, they do.
help these franchises along, but the NBA should have basically taken the WNBA under its wing and say, okay, it took us 40 plus years for us to get to where we are now. Let's see if we can help you get to where we were in 1984 or so, but a lot sooner. So you can learn from the mistakes that we made. I don't think the NBA did that with the WNBA. You get the feeling the WNBA was like, okay, well, yeah, all right, so we'll get the NBA players to say, yeah, I support women's basketball, but in terms of finances, fend for yourself.
I'm proud of the Dallas Mavericks and what they're doing for the Dallas Wings. I'm proud of what they're doing. Will it take the other NBA teams to follow suit, especially when it comes to a little bitty word we like to call expansion, now that we have all these modern arenas?
I'm thinking going to, and God bless you, Lord, for putting Angel Reese in our purview at this particular point in juncture, because I really believe the game needs to have a figure like her.
Right.
The age that she is now, with the mindset that she has now, because let's be completely forthright here.
Yeah.
People can insult her and say, well, she sounds like she's hood and she's street. No. This woman, yes, she can ball. There's no question about that. She can ball, but she has looks.
Most outstanding player.
Yeah.
There's your credential right there. Most outstanding player. So that's not a question.
No, it's not. Yeah. Her credentials on the court, no question at all. But she has looks, and I'm not saying that from the standpoint of, oh, well, you're Mayo Cole. You're actually looking at it this way. No, that somewhat matters. She has looks, obviously, because you mentioned model, And she has intelligence because she's understanding, especially where she is now with LSU, because she could have come out this year for the WNBA, but she's like, you know something? I think I'm making more money now. Yeah, they expected her to come out this year.
But those NIL deals are now in place for her.
Yeah, and she was like, you know what? I'm
Clark, and for many others.
Right. And so she's like, you know what? I'm making good money now.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I keep making money? I can get my degree while I'm at it, and I can go into ball as a professional next year.
Yeah.
So that tells me this woman has brains. So I'm loving Angel Reese. Loving. And WNBA needs to have a figure like her to force the WNBA to say, you know something? We do need to grow. We do need to expand. She's right.
And they had them all. They had them all before, but they all had to go overseas to play and make more money.
And that is the ultimate reason why the WNBA needs to expand.
Yep.
Because we can. And we could poke fun at Brittany Griner with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why she traveled over to Russia was because she was making 3 times as much money playing in Russia as she did, and she does, playing in WNBA.
Yeah. And it's just sad that the WNBA is still fledgling right now when this could have and should have all been nipped in the bud after year 1, because you had the teams there. Your expansion was on the way with Chicago and Portland and a few other places. You didn't have to wait so long for Chicago to make an appearance. The problem I have with the Chicago Sky is they can't settle on. Well, until now, they couldn't settle on an arena. They couldn't settle
because they did hop around. They hopped all around the city, right?
Yep, they played at Rosemont Horizon for a long time. And the first time they made the WNBA finals, which was 2014, they had to play it at the UIC Pavilion due to scheduling conflicts. Now they have Wintrust Arena in downtown Chicago. They're accessible by public transportation. It's right across from McCormick Place. It's right near McCormick Place. So that's fine. The procedures can be there for teams and players to be accessible, not just by fans, but by media alike. Not just for fans, but for media alike.
Yeah. Now, RC, you speaking facts right there.
Yes,
because this next class that's coming up could be just like NBA's 1984 class. It could be just like that.
Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark can bring Angel Reese, and we might see a repeat of the national championship game.
Come next year.
We could definitely see a repeat of the national championship game. Philadelphia could use a team.
Oh, totally, man, because Philly's a hardcore sports city anyway.
Philly's a hardcore sports city.
You give them another team to root for, shoot, they'll turn out. Yeah, no question.
You could fill up Toyota Center. Easy.
Yeah.
You could fill up and I'm excited about next year's class.
I am too.
I am so excited about next year's class. But what these young ladies are doing are making it next year's class because the NIL deals are in place, and they're like, let me finish my degree first. And then I'll think about the WNBA. They're not leaving early and going overseas.
Right.
All right. And you got one of the greatest players to play at UConn, Diana Taurasi. Hello. Man, what if the NIL were in place when Taurasi was playing? Or Rebecca Lobo?
Oh, gosh,
or if the correct health insurance was in place for one Shamiqua Holdsclaw.
Oh, wow. What a career she would have had.
And she didn't even get to the WNBA.
Yeah.
Because she had so many mental issues. And I'm not saying that to make fun of her at all.
No.
I go through it myself. The WNBA just didn't have the capacity or B, the insurance.
No,
this is something Jody and I talk about this a lot. Jody When she said, when she asked me, Jody asked me, why don't you think the WNBA is succeeding like the NBA is? And the first thing that popped in both our minds was the insurance. And Shamiqua Holdsclaw comes to mind.
Well,
it's a grind and a half to play the games that they do. And yes, they're competing with tail end of the summer, NFL preseason, and they're competing with Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball has a built-in audience.
Right.
You have to build this audience for the WNBA, and it's starting to become a built-in audience.
Right there.
Right
there. That is the key right there. Mm-hmm. You got to give them the proper time to build the audience, and I don't think the media conglomerates nor the NBA has given them the time, nor the wherewithal, nor the resources to help them build that audience.
Right.
Because as I said earlier, they really do not believe. I still at times do believe they don't think that the women's game can bring money.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sorely mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah, and the NCAA doesn't think the women can bring in money.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they would have it at bigger places. They would expand to places where they house at least 30,000 people, because the first NCAA men's championship that was held in a dome was New Orleans.
1982. Mm-hmm.
You think the women won't bring 40,000 to St. Louis or 40,000 to New Orleans? Or 40,000, let me think, or 40,000 to Phoenix, Arizona, which is where this year's Final Four is?
Yeah.
I don't think I really believe, and I believe this from the time I set eyes on the first women's Final Four in Norfolk, Virginia, because they played the first two in Norfolk, Virginia, 82 and 83. Man, if you market it right and you make the players be the feature, you can sell out anywhere.
Well, I mean, to your point, let's fast forward 40 years. Isn't that what happened?
Yes.
Yes. Is that exactly what happened? We got enthralled.
Exactly.
We got enthralled in the players that were on these teams, and you rooted for those players. You got a chance to really know who these players were. I mean, now we're salivating to see Caitlin Clark and an Angel Reese take their stuff to the next level. And on top of it, we're salivating with the fact that hopefully in 8 months we get a chance to see them go at it again for the national championship.
And you know, the first place where they could house 40,000 people easily, where was the Final Four held in 2005? St. Louis.
St. Louis. Oh gosh.
St. Louis. Hell,
you give them a sports event to attend. Forget about it.
You think you really want to do this right, and you want to expand the audience? You can't tell me you won't fill up the dome. You won't fill up the TWA dome in St. Louis.
Dome.
You can't tell me, even if you modify the capacity, that you won't put 30,000 people in San Antonio, Texas. You can't tell me
you can put them in
you can't tell me you can't put 30 or 40,000 people in Phoenix, Arizona with a closed roof. They actually played a game at State Farm Stadium in Phoenix, Arizona. Outside.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me you can't sell it out in April? Stop.
That right there is what it is for me. They don't think the women's game can give them the money. They don't think it can bring home the money. They don't think they still, August 18, 2023, they still do not think that the women's game can draw. And I really do hope that these fools wake up, because all you got to do is look back 4 months and you will see that the women's game not only can draw, but it did draw.
You can't tell you, and we'll depart with this before we go to hour 2. You don't think you can't do what the men did in 1980 on March 29th, 1982? In a place where it's sports crazy. And on top of that, if you hold the Final Four at the Superdome in New Orleans, that's LSU's backyard.
So you know they will come in full force.
I'll give you another place where they can hold 70,000 people easy for a women's Final Four. Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You think they don't want to show off that jewel? Remember, 2020 was supposed to be the location of the men's Final Four until COVID bit that in the ass.
And South Carolina's not too far.
South Carolina's not too far from that. Neither is North Carolina. The Carolinas are not far from Atlanta. Made the drive.
Yep.
You can't tell me that Dawn Staley would not be proud of taking her team to Atlanta, Georgia, and Mercedes-Benz Stadium with 70,000 people waiting on them, and many more in the background.
Yeah.
You do this right, man. You'll have alumni all over the place.
Yeah, because that's really.
If you could do it for the men, you can do it for the women. Period.
Thank you, because that's the sell. When it comes to college end, that's the sell. It's not the gender; it's the program.
It is. It is. You can't. I feel myself getting ready to go off. Let's take a break. Let's go to hour 2, and we'll talk some football. And it's not going to be anything specific. We're just going to just talk some football. But we'll save this for next week. Also, hour 2 after this.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2, Wize El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now. Oh yeah, the final hour of the week. 11 minutes after the hour. This portion brought to you by SeatGeek. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has y'all covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you use the code Snowman Multimedia, code change, as I've mentioned earlier in the week, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. And I hate to get to this piece of news, but Ryan, thank you for this. Anyone who follows hockey, anyone who has followed the Buffalo Sabres, is saddened just like and I'm a hockey fan. I'm a hockey announcer fan at this piece of news. On Thursday, legendary Buffalo Sabres play-by-play announcer Rick Jeanneret passed away at the age of 81. Man, if there's one call that I love Rick Jeanneret for, and we're going to go back to 1993, we're at the auditorium in Buffalo, New York. And Ryan, I know this will please you and all the other hockey aficionados. Like I said, anyone who knows hockey and knows of the Buffalo Sabres and Rick Jeanneret, they recognize this call.
He gets tripped up, gets it to May, and over the line. He's May going in on goal. He shoots. He scores! Brad May wins it in overtime. Brad May, Buffalo sweeps the Bruins.
That came against the Boston Bruins in 1993. And, of course, Brad May delivered the game winner, and Rick Jeanneret delivers that call. Again, Rick Jeanneret gone from us at the age of 81, the longtime Buffalo Sabres play-by-play announcer. Condolences and prayers to the Jeanneret family, and also to the brothers and sisters, hockey announcers, that are still with us, and will do everything to honor him this coming season. Thank you, Ryan, for that piece of news. The clip you just heard is courtesy of the NHL and the Buffalo Sabres. Again, we're back in 1993 when Rick Jeanneret delivered that legendary call. You know, as long as I've done play-by-play, whenever someone leaves, it hurts. Because it just hurts. Because you remember what call, you remember your favorite call from them. And to read that piece of news, like I said, my heart goes out to especially those who call hockey, and which I've done. All sports media is a brotherhood and a sisterhood. Thank you, Victor, for that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think when it comes to play-by-play voices, we connect with them, especially if it's for a team. We connect with them on an emotional level because chances are that person is best suited to elocute the emotions that you have, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, than anybody. Because I know Wize could tell stories about the great Yankees moments, definitely championship Yankees moments, great Knicks moments, great Giants moments, just like you could with Bulls, and just like you have with Bulls, easily with Bulls, with the because Jim Durham is your guy, and even with White Sox stuff that you've done, just like I can with the Rockets, the Astros, even before Robert Ford, and the Oilers.
Yeah.
You just emotionally connect with them because it's like, yeah, you feel my pain, or you feel my excitement. You're channeling exactly what I feel at that right moment.
And
that's where the connection is.
I'm trying to recall his name. Charlie Slows, the fabulous play-by-play man for the Washington Nationals, always says, "Remember where you are, so you remember where you were." I remember where I was when this happened.
A ground ball past Jenks up the middle of the infield. Uribe has it. He throws. Out! A White Sox winner and a world championship. The White Sox have won the World Series, and they're mobbing each other on the field.
Boy.
You know what's funny about that moment? You would think, since the Astros were on the other end of that, that I would have felt dejected and despondent. I actually felt relieved, and I was excited for the White Sox. I mean, heck, that was the first chip they won in almost 90 years.
88 years.
Yeah.
88 years.
So it was cool to actually witness history, even if it was at the expense of my team. But people were saying, well, the Astros weren't going to make it that far.
Yeah, I remember that talk.
Because that was supposed to be the Cardinals' time. And
I'm so glad it wasn't. So glad it wasn't. I got to say that.
We pushed into 7 in the NLCS in the year before, and they got us. But then they got swept by the Red Sox to the very next series.
Yep.
And then we got them in 6, and would have been in 5 if it wasn't for that moonshot by Albert Pujols.
That still hasn't come down. And the now late Mike Shannon, longtime voice of the St. Louis Cardinals, delivered the perfect call for that. Mike Shannon delivered a great call for that.
Yeah. So I felt the excitement of, wow, we actually finally got to a place we've never been before. It's kind of cool. And and I had that feeling even then of, it would be cool if we won the World Series. But I'm not sure, and I say care, I'm not sure if I feel dejected or despondent if they don't. And I didn't.
Right. And I finally have a present for you, because I know my partner, and I've known Cole since 2017 when I was when I was living in LaPorte, Indiana, and we met a little bit before 2017. If I know you as well as I do, your guy is Gene Peterson.
Long-time Rockets voice.
Long-time Rockets
Long
voice.
time.
Craig Ackerman now has the duties now.
That's great.
But we're going to go back to 1997 when Gene Peterson did this.
EJ with the ball, trying to get open. Looking, gets it into Maloney. Maloney gets around Stockton. Look at Clyde. He's got it. He's got Elijah one. Back to Maloney. Maloney turns. Eddie at the buzzer. Yeah! Oh, mother! Yes, baby's Eddie Johnson! Holy cow, Eddie Johnson does it again! Yes! Unbelievable!
I was actually featured in a top 10 countdown From that.
And the other voice is Jim Foley.
Jim Foley.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a great call. Unfortunately, the Rockets tied that series. That was the West Conference Championship that year.
Yeah.
Tied that series, but then people
John
know
Stockton.
that series best by John Stockton's 3 that ended the series and put the Jazz in the finals for the first time.
Yeah.
And beat that current Rockets team because the Rockets were their thorn for a good while.
Yeah. For the longest time. I also have this for you, sir. I finally got this right, and I had to remake it, but I hope you enjoy it. Let's go back to Minute Maid Park, November of last year.
Alvarado's 2-1. And Alvarez belts it deep to center. It sends back Fearley. Still going back at the wall. See you later. See you later. A 3-run home run for Yordan Alvarez. And the Astros go up 3-1. What a shot. Bombs away for Yordan once again. And it's madness in our house again.
And, of course, Robert Ford and Steve Sparks doing the honors.
I know they say there's nothing quite like the first time. And, 5 years before, it was great to see the Astros win the first World Series championship in their franchise. But
that
moment, oh, gosh.
After everything that happened with the Astros.
Yeah.
And to have that happen.
It literally felt like the first time again. Because it was validation personified, especially, and I was like, "What an exclamation point!" The slugger on the team hits a dead center that turns a 1-0 deficit to 3-1 lead. Yeah, it was awesome
on a 2-1 pitch.
On 2-1 pitch,
throw him that right down the middle.
I was like, that almost looked like a batting practice pitch. I'm like, wow, okay.
Now I got one for Wize. It's one that I've played before, but we're gonna go back. Since we're remembering our favorite moments and favorite announcers, let's go back to 2002 at a rain-soaked Yankee Stadium.
11 lifetime against Trombley. The Yankees are a base hit from getting very close to tying this game. A little old single. The pitch swung on and hit in the air to deep right center. It is high. It is far. It is gone. It's a grand slam. Jason Giambi hits the bottom of the 14th. 1 out. Walk off. Grand slam. And one of the best games you'll ever see. The Yankees rise from the dead in the bottom of the 14th and win the game 13-12. The Giambino, his proudest moment as a Yankee. They mob him at home plate in one of the wildest finishes you'll ever see.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, ball game over. Yankees win. Ah! Yankees.
Now, I will say this. In my years of doing baseball, that signature that John Sterling does for the Yankees, I have done with different teams. In fact, the only two signature win phrases that I have used in my 20-plus years, that one from John Sterling, and I borrowed from John Rooney whenever he would say that's a White Sox winner or Redbird winner. Those are the only two I've used. Those are the only two I've used.
That was crazy, though. When Giambi was running the bases, they played the Who's "Won't Get Fooled Again." Oh, wow, that's cold.
I still play that. I believe the only for a walk-off, for a win, yes, they play that. But for Aaron Judge, I know they play Hip Hop Hooray at the new Yankee Stadium.
New.
They play that. But man, I love that. I love moments like that. What is some of your...
You know what it is for me though? It's like,
what's up?
I love Giambi was great, whatever. But to me, it's not moments like that because he didn't win. You gotta understand when you talk to a Yankee fan,
Rain,
right?
It's different.
It's about this.
So to me, yeah, that was a great. Okay, it was a good moment.
but they
it
didn't deliver anything for us. We
Didn't
don't
deliver
settle-
this.
That's just
Yeah.
all right. He hit a game-winning home run. Wonderful. But for us, it's championships or bust. So if you don't deliver a championship,
He's right.
then,
He's right.
Well, actually,
That's just
you know,
That's
as a
just
Yankees
me.
fan, I do have a. I know. I believe me. I live with a Yankees fan. I know. Oh, I know.
You know
Oh
it.
gosh, I know.
You
Oh, I know it well.
well,
Both ends.
Why? We both do. We both do. I live with a Yankees fan. You already know I put up with Cub fans. I put up with Bear fans, Victor not included because he's a rational thinking fan. And Cole, you and I share this. We both have been around members of the Moronic Republic of Cowboy Nation.
Well, I sent my good brother something, and I swear,
I want to see it.
These Cowboys fans are illiterate. First of all, let's get that.
Yes.
Let's get that out.
Yes, they are.
Well,
Yes, they are.
Hall of Farmer. That's all you need to
That's
know.
all we need to know. That's all you need to know.
Couch.
Yes, couch instead of coach, right?
and then the fact that this they talking about how what do y'all call them? Pennywise?
No, that's what Victor calls McCarthy. Pennywise.
Well, anyway, Pennywise.
Pennywise,
how,
the dancing
how
clown.
Pennywise affected 4 Hall of Fame career quarterbacks, and it went Montana, Favre, Rodgers, Prescott. This is what it said. This is what it said.
Wait.
It did.
Say that. Say that again.
So,
How McCarthy affected 4 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Yeah, it said that.
It said that. Oh,
yes,
it did. It did.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah. And this is my fault.
I want y'all to read.
My fault.
Say that to me. Say that to me again. Say that to me again.
Listen, I deserve to see this because I was perusing social media, and I deserve to read this. This was my.
You deserve this one.
Punishment.
I told you about that crap.
I told you about that. I told you about that.
I've learned my lesson because this is stupid. This is the moronic stuff you see.
Thank you.
Like
you didn't ask for it.
You didn't ask for it. No, just like we don't. Just like we don't.
You asked for it. You asked for this. Oh, okay.
I had to. Because that's only.
You had to. He said he had to.
I have to. Listen, I have to say, it's my own fault for perusing social media that I ran into such a stupid thing. It is.
Oh, gracious me!
I had to ask for that. You had to ask for that stupidity.
That was my punishment. That I shouldn't have been perusing social media. And I had to endure reading that and seeing that. But you know what? I did laugh. I enjoyed the laughter from that.
Okay.
It was hilarious to me. I was like, yo, these I sent the message to Cole quickly and I said, yeah.
What'd I tell you about that, Wize?
Yeah, McCarthy, you're right. McCarthy, you're absolutely right.
You actually
but I sent it to Cole.
Yes.
I told him how I felt about
Do
it.
you have Cole? Do you have it? Do you have it? Can you put it up on the screen? Can you put it up on the screen for us, please?
Oh my gosh! I mean, this is straight up like Hall of Farmer. It is straight up Hall of Farmer worthy. I'm like, oh my gosh!
You know what? Here you go. 2 words. 15 seconds.
Just like a not you, sir, but
no.
Moronic Cowboys Nation, just like them, to actually spell it like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
2 words, 15 seconds.
Woo!
This is wrong, man. It's just
15. And you know what? And the fact that Victor said that he had a stopwatch. There goes my cap detection tool. Again. Damn you, Victor.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have it? I have.
Yeah,
Now
I have it.
Now I have to see this. Now I have to see this. Good Lord!
Again, this is
stupidity at its finest.
Rules in social media.
Your punishment.
Yes.
Your punishment for doing
not
it.
to peruse social media. That's what that's teaching me. Like, I went and looked for it. I went and asked for it. This is what
you asked for this.
Yeah, that's what happens when you peruse social media.
No,
things that you do not want to see will appear.
Woo!
That's what I got sent.
That's one. Yes, he said.
That's what I got sent.
What?
Yes. That's one of them. That's one of them.
Hell.
That's the one. That's one Wize sent me.
Yes.
Wait, whoa. I want to take. I'm taking off my glasses and read. What?
Best QB, Dak Prescott. Best cornerback, spelled COUR. NERBACK. Trevon Diggs. Best receiver, spelled RECIEVER.
That ain't the rule. That ain't the rule. Oh God.
Best owners correctly spelled Gerald. And then Mike McCarthy, aka Pennywise, is the best couch. And I love this. In the red text, best team, this is our year. So I guess Cowboys fan are Pirates. Lord have mercy. This is our year. Oh my
Dear
goodness.
Lord. This is R-A-R-E. Yeah. Look at McCarthy. Look at Mike McCarthy's smile. Doesn't that look like a clown smile? Yes,
like
it
a
does.
clown smile.
It does.
No, it looks like a clown smile. Oh my gosh.
With a salt and pepper beard.
Oh gosh.
Dear
That's hilarious.
Lord. Tonight, I'll have the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros with an 8:10 first pitch. 7:50 Eastern time is the pregame. We're going to take about 3 minutes, and then y'all know what's coming next. Back in a few.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to it too.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
take this job so serious.
The f is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
Now time to close this show out the right way. Here he is. Chris Bates joins us as he does every Friday morning about this time. Welcome back, brother. It is great to see you. It is great to talk to you and great for you to be here.
Well, it's always great to be here. Always saying good morning to Rain Man, of course, to the mad scientist, to Wize All, and for all of you in the comment section, all the boys and girls, and good morning and good afternoon, boom shakalaka to you.
Why am I laughing?
All right.
Already? I know this is going to be.
So off the bat, like you, Snowman, Rayman, I got the story about Shannon Sharpe joining ESPN every Monday and Tuesday to debate Stephen A. Smith. Okay. First of all, it's a good move for him. I'm pro him. I think for him, what he's trying to do, trying to accomplish from the standpoint of creating content and still being relevant. So that makes all the sense in the world. So I don't knock him for that.
Right.
The X factor here, I don't mean Twitter. The X factor here is oh really? Now it's all X. Now I gotta.
It's all X. Yes.
Now I have to be base X. Assalamu alaikum, Islami and bacon. So now I got to change my whole religion now because Twitter become X.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I'm sorry, my bad.
I mean, good night.
The creator of all things.
Yes.
Right. So now the X factor is Stephen A. Smith. He's on record of blowing out his former partner, Max Kellerman. He appeared on the Breakfast Club and said that he removed him because of A, B, and C. Now, whatever A, B, and C was, I have no idea what it is. My guess, the reason why he got rid of Max, I think Max was too much for him from a standpoint of debating was concerned, points that actually made sense, and I'm probably a threat to who he is and who he was. That's just my take on the whole thing while I was watching the show. I like Max. I think Max is a great personality. Man has broadcasting experience, not only in boxing, but he done tons of local radio out in LA with Marcus Wiley for years. So it's not like he's a punk when he was teamed up with Stephen A. Smith. I think, and once again, some people just have to be the alpha male or alpha female in the room solo, and that's it. And that's how they operate. They don't want anybody to share the spotlight with them, or anybody to share the room or the grace or just the fact that we're all fellowshipping. They have to be the top dog. And so, to me, with Stephen A. at times, even though he's on record for getting rid of Max Kellerman, who's to say down the road after the honeymoon's over with and after everything is all kumbaya, then we get into the thick of it, say 5 to 6 months down the road with the program, will he still feel that way? Will he get all up in his feelings to try to ace out Shannon Sharpe? That's the only thing that bothers me, because once again, he's on record for doing that. So if I was Shannon Sharpe, I would watch my back.
Yeah. Same.
I don't think that would be the case here, simply because Shannon is not opposing Stephen A. Smith all 5 days of that week. And I think if it was a Monday through Friday thing, that would be a valid question to ask.
Yeah.
But considering that Shannon is only doing it for 2 days a week, and he still has Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
The name, not the podcast. since he has that platform, and I think he's trying to shop at the FanDuel and other places like that, I think that'll be fine, and the alpha male type of thing would not bother Shannon in that situation, I don't think. And I don't think Stephen A. Smith would feel threatened. Double, especially now that he has instituted this revolving door of analyst chairs. And now he's seeing that be so successful, and his ego's getting stroked because Fox Sports 1 is going to do the same thing with Skip Bayless.
But again, I don't think it takes much. You could be on for 15 minutes. I think he'd be up in his feelings if you chess play him. If you chess play him, damn, he's not too smart for that. If you just play checkers and you jump him, meaning Stephen A. Smith, he's going to feel sort of way. So it don't matter. I don't care if it's 15 minutes, 10 seconds, or whatever. If you get what you get in, and he feels slighted, or he feels that you bested him, he's going to file that. That's just look. Someone likes to, once again, let me say for the record, I like Brother getting his bag. I don't deny him that. I don't like his act. I respect his acumen. His act sucks wind. That's the only reason I don't like Brother Man. Other than that, he's all right. Now, having said all that, when you're doing that type of ego, and again, you have been baptized by the mouse, by the rat bastard. You have been baptized by the mouse to be the head franchise face of ESPN. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can look. It's one of those things where accept the crown that you have. There's certain people who can walk with kings and queens and still have the common touch. Now, I don't know if Stephen A. has that. And so it's a standpoint of what I've seen with the whole reaction and stuff. I'm like, the only thing he's missing is blackface. The only thing he's missing is blackface and the red lips. That's the only thing he's missing. If you take all the monkey shines, all that stuff, it just gets on my nerve. The only reason why I watch is because the other rotating hosts that come on there, the people that's on there outside of him, I watch for them more so him. I hate to give him any type of eyeballs on the screen because of his show, but again, we all seen what happened when Stephen A. can do a show by himself. He cannot. He needs a foil or foils. He needs to talk about somebody. He needs to go up against, because he can't do it by himself.
No.
That god-awful ESPN radio show should have been it. If I was still teaching right now, I would play that. This is what you don't do in radio.
Same here.
You don't do that. I mean, but it was tailor-made for him because he can't do it. Him and that fat bastard, Jason Whitlock.
I went and dined with kings and queens, and I slept on islands and dined on poker beans. And please don't get started on Jason Whitlock, because I could hear Wize go off on him again.
Let me say something. Let me before I pass it to Wize. I know Wize can't stand his ass either.
He's joking.
Let me not sit here and be a hypocrite. I'm fat. Okay,
and he would say the same thing. And Wize would say the same thing.
Like, exactly. I got gut talk. I have half gut, half buttock. It's become one. I can't say nothing about nobody. Nothing. I got gut talk. I'm telling you right now, I will not show you people. So I love you all. I don't want all of you to go blind.
Alas. Alas.
I mean, really. I mean, I won't do things like that. I got NASA talk. I got no ass at all. I'm calcracula, so I can't talk about nobody.
So you have a butt-to-tall disease. Goodness gracious, why?
Man, look, man. I've been living with this for years.
Oh, you are a fool, man.
I'm telling you. But the thing about Whitlock is that he's one of those guys who obviously never played. If he did play, he was the water boy and drank up all the damn water. That was probably what he did on the bench if he was the water boy.
Here's the messed up part.
Got some more water
so
left?
he
Nope.
so he played on the offensive line for Ball State. So there you go.
Oh, I'm sorry for Ball State.
Same here, because when Cole disclosed that to me, I said the same thing. I felt sorry for the rest of the squad at Ball State. You know what, Cole? For you mentioning that again, my cap detection tool just went completely off again.
Stop the cap. Okay.
Yes. Oh heavens!
But I wish Shannon well. I think he has a good content, and again, I just hope that Stephen A. will not get up his feelings when he feels challenged, or the fact that Shannon may start getting more shine than him.
Mhm.
So once again, I just that's the caveat that I really feel about. Now, why are you going in and talk about Jason Willock if you want to? That's good.
No, I talk about him enough. But to touch on this to the Shannon point now,
he most certainly does.
I look at it as now he don't have to be like he don't have to play that part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Goodness gracious. All that Negro stuff. Smoke that black and mild. Drink that Henny. He ain't gonna get that with Stephen A.
No,
so for me, that aspect of it is great. Like now, he don't have to be the token Negro on the show. I'm saying so. For me, that's. Am I lying?
Thank the Lord.
No, you're not.
Thank the Lord. Because I was getting sick of him lighting up black and milds on air and wearing do-rag caps.
No lie. No lie. To be as you would say, Cole, so well. No lie. To be found.
Be stacked with Hennessy on the. It's like why, man?
Coming in wearing a goat mask. Y'all remember that one?
Yes, unfortunately, I do.
I forgot about that, but I mostly forgot about it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. I unfortunately do not, because I think we might see that again on ESPN.
Oh, I hope not. Please don't.
Man, don't say that.
No monkey shines, man. We don't need that.
No. I'm sorry. The dude. I'm sorry about this. Excuse me, everybody, for what I'm about to say. The dude wraps his mouth around the joystick of LeBron that hard.
Oh, we know that.
More ways than one.
And that's really the only problem I have with Shannon. Outside of that, I like the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I go along with that. So again, with the club Shay, if he's able to pitch it around and get it done from a financial standpoint, I really believe that when you're able to stay relevant, because once again, one leads to the other. So, for example, him being on ESPN would first take those 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, and then being on NFL Countdown, that would lead an audience to Club Shay. So everything's done for a reason. So I give him that. So the game is chess, not checkers, unless you're playing with Stephen A. Smith and you jump him. Other than that, when you're doing that type of media connectability, so I give him all the credit in the world, him and whoever represents him, agency or something like that. I wish him the very best because he could be on to something. So there you go. For those of you
now, if they could fire State Steele Jr., I'd be happy.
She left.
She quit.
She quit.
No. State Steele Jr., not senior.
Okay.
I get it now. I get it.
Who's State Steele Jr.?
Malika Andrews.
For real?
If y'all missed what even my wife calls my award-winning rant on
I told you
Malika Andrews, take a peek on the YouTube page.
Sorry, Chris. Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, Base.
No. Damn that. No, wait a minute. I got hit me up this whole Malika Andrews thing.
Real quick,
the biggest. I only see her do her thing on NBA Countdown. And I said, now what are you talking about?
Okay, so I guess the biggest point that you can mention with that, you remember when Ime Udoka was getting in trouble for the Celtics for sleeping with an executive's wife?
Correct.
Well, Chick decided to, on her platform, when Joe Mazzulla was announced as the head coach, she decided to read off his rap sheet. And so she would do things like that. She would get on live on air. She would then get on places like First Take and show disrespect to Stephen A. Smith. And then when other people will have pertinent information like Kendrick Perkins about that same situation, she would say things such as, well, we can't really say that because all the facts have not come out, so it would be disingenuous for us to say things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, she can say the disingenuous, non-factual things herself. And it comes off, it really does come off attacking, and I hate to say it this way, it comes off attacking the black and excusing everything else. And I call her Sage Steele Jr. because Sage Steele Sr. did a lot of that on her own.
She sure did.
I gotta look into that. I never really paid attention. I didn't catch the whole litany of what she's done.
And
when you do things like that.
Oh, that's just some of the stuff that she's done.
And the cross-eyed part is they promoted her to the lead host chair for the NBA World Championship Series.
Oh yeah, she's taking Mike Greenberg's place.
Oh, yeah, I caught that. Which I have no problem with. Now again, it's different. Okay, are you saying that because of her stance and what she did with that situation, can you divide her talent as just being a straight broadcaster is concerned? Can you separate the two, or the two become one?
Oh, she's okay. You could put other people in her spot, and they would do better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but I really believe she's there because she's 28, she's mixed, and those a little older than we are and Caucasian seem to have the hard on for her. And I really believe that's why she has the position that she has.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
And I just
I go along with that.
I just
the whole thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just don't get why they made that particular promotion. Maybe it's something I missed. Maybe it's because I thought the whole thing about the studio host and they did this at CBS was for people to actually know the game and talk about the games and the series and the storylines within.
And she barely talks about the game. Meanwhile, Mike Greenberg knows basketball pretty well. To his credit for not playing, he knows the sport pretty well.
I mean, Mike Greenberg was a studio host when the Bulls were on their record-setting run, like I said, in 1996. He and current Bears voice Jeff Joniak did the honors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what happened, got to factor in today's times and today's producers.
True.
And how much control that they have, he or she's. So depending on the host, producers, and the setup, we don't know how much you can say or do. A lot of people don't have that much of free form. They're kind of like handcuffed to a degree because they obviously work for a network, and depending on their skill set, they're able to make that work in the contributions, or they're handcuffed for a reason. So you have to meet somewhere in the middle. So we'll see. I mean, I have no problem with Malika Andrews. It's just that once again, hearing this, let me go back and check some of the tape and go from there. And again, what happens is we've seen the merging of announcing and commentaries, so you don't know which is which these days. There used to be a time where you did one and not the other, or depending on your separation, you do one in one form and another in another form. Now everything has become blurred together. So this is what we're living with. So it's up to you and me and others to bypass it or accept it or do what we can to find a way to have a happy medium somewhere in the middle. So there you go with that.
You know what's funny about that particular bit of analysis that you just said? A lot of people, a lot of NBA Today fan, they seem to criticize Molly Karam, which is we're speaking First Take, for doing just that, blurring the lines between like being a moderator and a commentator. And they seem to hate her for doing that. But like what you said, since you have been in the media and you've been in the boardrooms of these meetings that you have, sometimes they are coached to do that.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen, and it's scary.
Yeah, because you have to. First of all, they have these meetings to protect their phony baloney jobs. First and foremost,
100.
And then second of all, you have to maintain the job, so you have to find ways to keep eyeballs on the screen, keep ears listening to content, and then where do you go from there? So of course, a lot of stuff is manufactured, or depending on the situation where he or she, the host, is just the real deal, and you're able to phase into that and make that happen for the program itself. But some people have to be coached.
Right.
Some people have to develop and create personalities over it to work, and it's not them. They create a role. They create a mask where it happens to work for them. But, it's one of those things where you can tell, depending on your time as a fan, podcaster, broadcaster, who's legit and who's not, who's the real deal and who isn't, who's the phony baloney and who's the person who really eats and breathes that type of thing. So yeah, you pick and choose who you like and who you don't like.
Right.
But it's one of those things where again it's just plethora of them because everybody copycats off of each other and there's nothing original that's out here. When you have original content, you probably don't know if you're watching the original or not because you've been saturated with so much non-original material.
Right.
I know we got a few minutes left, but I've been sitting on this topic for a couple of Fridays. There's a scene now. Once again, I've not seen the original. not seen the copy of the reboot of the original White Man Can't Jump. So there's a scene where Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes win their first 2-on-2 tournament, and they're in the car driving, and they split the money. It was like $2,500 apiece, and they got the trophy and everything else. And Woody Harrelson makes the comment about he can dunk. Wesley Snipes like, okay, that's cool. No, I can dunk. So for those of you who've seen it, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil it for you, so go watch it. Anyway, the guy pulls the car over, Wesley Snipes, and they find a goal, they find a basketball rim, and meaning Woody Harrelson could have given 3 opportunities to dunk. And the bet was, if you can't dunk, I'm going to take your winning check. That means another $2,500 in my pocket if you can't do it. 3 tries, he can't do it. Snipes takes the money and drives off, leaves him by himself. If that was you, if you was Wesley Snipes, would you have taken the money? Now, I'll go first, and then I'll go around to my cohorts, my brothers who I love so much. Yes, I would have taken that money. Yes, absolutely. Ain't no doubt about it. Especially if I don't like your ass either. Oh, I'm taking the money. I'm taking it. Why? Because in the scene, he's like, okay, bro, okay, I hear you. No, I could dunk. No, I hear you. No, I could dunk. Pull over. And so some people can't be saved. You try to save them, but they can't because they want to prove to you so much they can do it, and they can't do it. He told him, which is the title of the movie, White Man Can't Jump. He tried to tell bruh.
Several
and didn't want to hear it. So I would have taken that, man. Especially if I don't like your ass from the beginning. Oh yeah, that's a good check. So if it was you, would you have done that? Or would you say, all right, man, just take the check and go home to your wife or go home to your girlfriend? And
I don't know. I would have taken the check. He would have lost it.
3 for 3.
4 for 4. That dude was stupid. I'm like, what the heck are you doing, man?
Why are you opening
but you know what? But you know why? I think the dude wanted to stiff the Wesley Snipes character out of his check. And it failed miserably.
Listen,
yes, I would take his check with a smile on my face.
And the fact that he said, listen, you ain't got to prove it to me. It's fine. Let's leave it alone.
Right.
Should have left it alone.
Should have left it alone.
So I would have taken the money. I don't know if I would have cashed the check yet because I don't know if I would have felt, but I would have taken the money. I was like, you know what? Give me the check, man.
The check would have been cashed.
I would have had you come grovel back and then maybe.
No.
The check would have been cashed. If he would have seen and seen part of that spending on a purse I bought my wife. No, no sir.
That check would have been cashed.
No sir.
Spoiled on my wife and my family, and no other words about it. Because he put.
No,
how
sir.
did my dad put it? Don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash.
And that's exactly what happened, right?
Exactly.
There. He wrote it. His mouth wrote a check.
His mouth wrote the check, and his butt had to cash that $2,500.
I would have
because
taken
of his mouth
to the nearest 24-hour currency exchange.
Yes, sir.
Cash that bad boy immediately. I ain't waiting to the morning.
Immediately.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, we better split. Chris Bass joining us as he does every Friday. Thank you, brothers, so much, as always, for joining us each and every Friday. We love you. Can't wait to have you back in 7 days.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I love you more. And the damn thing you can do about it. Have a fantastic weekend. Also, as they call a tease, I have a special announcement concerning my show next Friday on this program. So stay tuned.
All right.
Can't wait.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And and yeah, that is real good. I like that. And Woody Harrelson, and Woody Harrelson for doing that stupid crap. He catches one big juicy fat.
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary, Chris Bay.
And we had a fabulous time. Hope you all enjoyed it as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Enjoy your football and your sports weekend. Until Monday, have a great weekend. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
then they are simply not big enough.
And quit. And y'all who want this, just quit taking L's. Okay? Just for those who doubt us, just quit taking L's. All right?
I love that.
Or keep taking them. Keep doubting us. Keep taking L's. We're out of here. We'll see you Monday. We love y'all and salute to you. Thank you.
The following is a public service announcement from Wize El Jefe.
Boston.